Our Blackstone flat top griddle. You don't have to obviously have a Blackstone brand, but you know, this is a good brand to have. A lot of people are buying the Blackstones. I have one at home that's not a Blackstone that I love to cook on. These things are so handy to have. They don't replace your grill. They're just an addition to your grill. It gets very, very hot, so be careful. Keep it good and oiled and it'll last forever. Breakfast is fantastic on them. Burgers, steak, whatever you want to cook. Today we're going to make hibachi teriyaki chicken, fried rice, some sauteed snow peas with carrots, and it's going to be delicious. I'm also going to have a cucumber with some rice vinegar because I think you got to have that with Japanese food. Delicious. Couldn't be simpler. I have here, this is about 6 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I've cut into pieces. You could use chicken thighs if you wanted to. You want to put some oil down on your griddle. It is very hot. So know that coming into it, that it's hot. So be careful. We're going to put our chicken on there. Let me just slide that on. And get it all out into one layer so that it can cook evenly. I like to just sort of spread it out. I can't do the fancy tricks like they do at the Japanese restaurants. I wish I could. Maybe I need to practice. That's okay. The food's good, and that's all that matters. Now, I like to add some little bit of pepper. I don't want to add too much salt because I am going to be using a teriyaki sauce that has a little bit of salt in it. Just a little tiny bit. Now, if you have this, use it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. This is Szechuan peppercorns. They're not really a true peppercorn. They are the berry from a shrub, but they're used a lot in Asian cooking. But it adds a little bit of heat, but it adds a tingle to it. They're Szechuan pepper. You can buy them in the grocery stores anywhere you go. I just want to add a little bit because I like that heat. Just a touch. This is not meant to be a real spicy dish. Just a little touch. It's just, I like it. So we're going to let that go for just a minute. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah. Again, I can't do that fancy stuff like they do. I like to have a pair of tongs handy so I can flip it over as needed, the chicken pieces. My particular grill's got a little magnet thing right there that I like. Let me just get some of these flipped over. Now for the rice, it is best to use leftover rice or rice that you cooked maybe the day before, which is what I did last night. In my Instant Pot, I cooked some rice and just put it in the refrigerator overnight because I knew I wanted to use it today. Now, I prefer, I like jasmine rice or basmati rice. Traditionally in Chinese food, they would use a long grain white rice. So mine is a little stickier than what they would be using. That's okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. I'm also going to add just a touch of dark toasted sesame oil because that's going to add a lot of flavor to this rice. I did not add salt. I did not add pepper. I didn't add anything to it other than the rice. So we're going to get this on the griddle. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. I'm going to turn the heat down on this part just a touch because all I want to do is loosen up that rice. If you have fresh rice, try to let it cool just a little bit. It really is, this is a great use for leftover rice. But I very rarely have leftover rice at my house. So what I did was just cook some and put it in the fridge overnight. You can use whatever kind of rice you like. If you like the long grain white rice, use that. If you like brown rice, use that. That is jasmine rice, because I like it. It's just got a little bit of almost a sweeter flavor. I like to add just a touch of water to my rice. It kind of brings it, and I'm going to cover it up with a lid just to kind of let it steam a little bit more, as much as I can. Get as much as you can under there. You could use a bowl, like a big metal bowl, and flip it upside down if that's what you have. That would work too. Now, for the side dish, I'm going to do just some snow peas and carrots. That one doesn't look so hot. I love little sauteed snow peas. I think they're delicious. You can cut them in half if you want to, and I think I will. These are a little long. You could use sugar snap peas if that's what you have. You could use anything you wanted. I'll tell you something else that's really good cooked on one of these is shredded cabbage with bean sprouts, fresh bean sprouts. The first time I had that was in a Japanese restaurant in Myrtle Beach years and years and years ago. And then they sauced it up with some soy sauce, and it was delicious. If you're a cabbage fan, that's another good dish to have. They also, of course, at the Japanese restaurants cook zucchini and onion, mushrooms. I mean, you could use anything you wanted. If you wanted to use red peppers, you could use red bell peppers. Whatever you like will work in this dish. I really like the little sugar snap peas. I think they're delicious. I'm also going to add a little bit of onion to that because I have them. If you don't have any green onions, don't worry about it. I'll check my chicken here in just a second. Cut off those little ends. These are just some little spring onions. If you don't have them, don't use them. If you have a regular onion and you want to add it, you can. This part is optional, but I like it in mine. I think it adds just a little bit of flavor. I like a little onion. You could also put some of the green onion tops in your rice if you wanted to. Okay. Let's check our chicken and our rice. I'm just going to stir this up, take a quick break. When I come back, we will get the snow peas on the griddle to finish up our chicken and our rice. I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, now our chicken is cooking nicely. I just like to kind of stir it around. If you think it's getting a little bit too dry, you can add some more oil or butter if you have that. Either one is fine. The bigger pieces I'm going to go ahead and cut into smaller chunks. I tried to get them the same size, but sometimes that's hard. Our rice is looking beautiful. I want to flavor that up. Remember, we put just a little bit of salt and pepper in the beginning. Now, I want to add some soy sauce. Just regular, I like the reduced sodium soy. Again, I'm going to add just a touch of my dark sesame oil. Make sure when you buy your sesame oil that you are buying toasted sesame oil that's dark in color, not the really light colored stuff. It's a totally different oil. It won't taste the same. That is delicious on everything. Oh, if you wanted to add a few little peas and carrots to this, you could. I'm going to put that back there. Just let it hang out for a minute. Put a little more oil on there. Remember, if you've got a bigger working surface, you can cook a lot of stuff at the same time. Oops. Well, there went one of my spatulas. So we're going to have to make do with one. That's all right. We'll manage. We'll clean it up on the break. Just kind of let that hang out for just a minute. You can also, again, if you want to put some water on there and let it cover it and let it steam, you can. Whatever you want to do. As a matter of fact, I think I might do that. I got a little thing of water here. Just for a minute. Not too much. I want to let that steam for just a minute. Chicken's looking delicious. Now, for a little side dish, I love cucumbers soaked in vinegar. If you've got fresh garden cucumbers, use them. I don't. I just have the store-bought ones. That's okay. I like these English cucumbers. I like to cut them in half. You can peel them or not, whatever you want to do. Just cut them into small pieces. This adds a refreshing, cold bite to your food. Love them. Let's see, I got a bowl here. Let's just use that. Put them in there. I'll make this little simple side dish with a lot of different foods, not just Asian food. You know, I used to think that Italian food was my favorite. You know, as I've gotten a little older, I'm beginning to think that maybe Asian food is my favorite. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It could not be simpler to cook at home, and it's delicious. Now, for this, you will need some rice vinegar. You want to cover them. I don't know that this will be enough. I highly doubt it. I think one cucumber will be plenty. I'll save this for a salad. Yeah, so we used up that bottle, but I have another. I like the seasoned rice vinegar for this purpose. You can get unseasoned too, but I like the seasoned for this. Seasoned rice vinegar just simply has a little tiny bit of sugar added. Couldn't be better. I like to add just a little tiny bit of salt and a little tiny bit of pepper and just let that do its thing. The longer it sits, the better it will be. It's just a quick pickle. That's really all that is. Let's check our food over here. Our chicken is ready. Let's check our little snow peas and carrots. Oh, yeah. That just helps loosen up those snow peas, soften them up a little bit. Now we want to get that good crisp on it. Our rice is done. I like to kind of let it sit until it gets just that little tiny bit of brown on it. The rice is done. Let's get that off the griddle and onto our platter, because I don't want it to overdo. This is going to be the bed for our chicken. So good. I made this meal a couple of nights ago at home. Oh, I could have eaten it all by myself. It was really good. Alrighty, we'll just set that here for a moment. Look at that. You can top that with a little bit more sesame oil if you want to, or just put the sesame oil by the serving place and let everybody put their own. I've done that too. I want these snow peas to get just a little tiny bit of brown on them. I like them to be just a little tiny bit golden. Love them like that. All right. Our chicken is ready for the sauce. You want to make sure your chicken is cooked through. If you want to squeeze some lemon over it, you can. I don't have any. You can make your own teriyaki, but I just buy it. It's delicious. This particular one is Panda Express brand, but I've used a lot of different ones. Just whatever's your favorite. I always add a little bit of sesame oil because I just think it adds so much flavor to the food. And that's done. See, it just goes very quick. Turn my heat down. You could do shrimp, you could do beef, you can really do whatever you like on your griddle. It's a versatile tool. Let me move all my stuff out of the way. And let's get this chicken on the plate. Oh, look at that. Yummy, yummy. I like it when it gets that little bit of caramelization from the heat and the teriyaki, the sugars in the teriyaki. It's yummy. Now, I want to add some sesame seeds. I like the dark toasted sesame seeds on my meal. Oops, one went overboard. I just think that adds a little bit of color and flavor, and it's really good. But you could, you do whatever you like on that. If you don't have any, I would buy them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. That's perfectly fine. All right, that one can go off. Let's check our, and we've got a little bit of sauce on here, but that's okay. All right. Now we need to season this up just a little bit. I'm going to do it simply with some sesame or some soy sauce. And a little sesame oil. And that's it. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to clean these grills. I'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, now our food is done. We're going to make one more thing because we have a garden fresh zucchini, courtesy of my sister and brother-in-law's garden. So we're going to make some sauteed zucchini and onion because really, that's at every single Japanese restaurant that I have ever been to does zucchini and onion. So I'm going to cut it into little planks. This is garden fresh. Doesn't get any better than that. I love sauteed zucchini and onion. It's delicious. Okay, let's get this done. And do this one a little different, a little easier. My grill is still hot, but I want to show you something real quick. What I did do over the break. To get ready for this one. Because that teriyaki sauce has a lot of sugar in it, sugar burns, bees sting, that just landed on me. All right, Mr. Bee, okay, go away. I don't want to get stung by a bee. Sugars burn, makes caramel. That's what caramel's made from. So I did scrape off the caramelization off my grill. I'll show you the tool I use because you need to do that. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of oil. I like to do my onion first because I like it to be a little more cooked than the squash. All right, come on, oil. All right. Let's add just a touch more oil. Now, if you are using one of these, make sure that when you buy the griddle, that you get a couple of cleaning tools because you really do need them. I'm gonna let that go for just a minute. This is a handy little tool because it's got a flat spot right here, and you can just literally scrape up the stuff. Now, I've already done mine, so there's nothing there for the moment. And then when you are done, shut off your heat, turn off the gas, pour water on it, and go over it with this, and then take a scrubby pad, something like this, to clean the grill off. And do it while it's hot. That way, you don't have a mess. You know, it's just much easier. You know, and that's true for any kind of cooking. Pots and pans are much easier to clean when they're hot. Now I'm going to add my zucchini and a touch more oil. If I had some butter out here, I would add a little bit of butter, but I don't. Really, I mean, from start to finish, if you've got your food prepped, that's the key. You can have this meal done in 30 minutes. Now just let that go for just a minute. Get those onions softened a little bit. I'm gonna add my oil because I really do like, I might as well finish that bottle. It's toasted sesame oil. I'm also gonna add just a little bit of soy. That's gonna create some steam. I'm gonna let those hang out for just a minute. Now let's talk about our food while that finishes up. Here is our wonderful little teriyaki chicken over our rice. I wish you could smell that. It smells so, so good. Then our snow peas and carrots. We've got our snow peas and our carrots here, our chicken and rice there, and our wonderful little refreshing cucumbers for just a quick little pickle. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let me grab another little plate because I want to get every little bit of this zucchini that's been long enough to steam. And let's get that up and get that cooked. I like mine to get that, you see that little char? I just love vegetables when they have that little tiny bit of char on them. I'll put some sesame, well, I'll go ahead and add the little sesame. You also will want to buy some of the yum yum sauce, as they call it. I mean, you got to have that with Japanese food. I serve it on the side, but not everybody likes it. Add some toasted sesame seeds. And that, my friends, is sauteed zucchini and onion. Yum. I cannot wait to eat this. I like my onions to be just a little bit more. If you've got a good Vidalia onion, that would be delicious on this. You could add some red peppers and add to this if you want. Broccoli is good this way. Mushrooms. You know, the options are endless. You use what you like. And there you go. Quick, 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 quick and easy. Let's get that on the plate. Yum. And that's some sauteed zucchini and onion. Yummy. Mm-mm. Oh, get every little piece. And there you go. Some easy, delicious Japanese style food. Let's just put this on the side of this. Make it pretty, right? Why not? Let everybody get their own veggies, what they like. Me, I could eat that whole plate of vegetables and be very, very happy because I'm a veggie girl. So we've got our sesame, or not sesame, but teriyaki chicken with our leftover fried rice, or in this case, I cooked it yesterday and left it overnight. Our sauteed snow peas with carrots, our sauteed zucchini and onion, and our delicious little quick pickle that's just a cucumber with rice vinegar and a little bit of pepper, and our purchased yum yum sauce. Couple of ingredients that, you know, I think are just good to have in your pantry if you're cooking Asian food of any kind. Our Szechuan pepper corns, I love them. They add not so much heat as tingle. Your lips almost get numb. It's wonderful. I love Szechuan food. Then, of course, soy sauce. Of course, the sesame. Let me turn my griddle off here. The toasted sesame seeds. Obviously, I use them a lot. I buy them in the big container because I use them a lot. And, you know, rice vinegar's great to have on hand for so many things. And, of course, I just buy teriyaki sauce. You can make it if you want to, but why when it's delicious when you buy it? So there you go. Cooked outdoors on our flat top griddle, a delicious Asian meal. Start to finish, you can have it done in 30 minutes on your busiest day of the week. Why go to a restaurant when you can cook it at your home? Thank you for joining with me, and I will see you next time on Everyday Manna. Hi everybody, we have a brand new Everyday Manna cookbook for you. It's Everyday Manna's Southern Style 180 brand new recipes. All the things that you would find if you are fortunate enough to eat or live in the South. Southern style recipes from my kitchen to yours, easy to do, things that you can make any day of the week, like a peanut butter sheet cake topped with homemade peanut butter dressing, potato soup, chicken and rice casserole.